Thousands of us use banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and U.S. Bank. Today, the Occupy movements took to the streets to say community banks should profit in this community, not the big banks that profited from bailout money. They say their message is working. Jake Peterson is here to explain.
Well, hey there, Amy. Across the country, we've seen hundreds of protesters arrested. Now, even the mayor of St. Louis tells protesters to occupy somewhere else. But even with all this backlash, we found occupiers proceeding with their plans. The Occupy Kansas City movement uprooted its camp for the day to protest Bank of America.
If we're not getting the kind of service that we want, and we're not getting the kind of culture that we want out of our big banks, then we need to start pulling our resources away from those banks.
That was the goal, move accounts from corporate banks to local credit unions. Representatives were there to help with the transfer. It was all part of National Bank Transfer Day.
They do fear the process of Americans saying, we don't want to do business with big banks. We want to do them with small local banks that actually know our names and care about us as a community.
Many of the people here say banks are getting greedy by proposing extra fees.
Investment services are another thing I would be a little interested in.
Dan Bohr is currently a Bank of America customer, but that could change.
Well, the $5 fee was definitely kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. I know they've ditched that now, but still, it kind of got the ball rolling for me.
He believes this movement will send a message.
When they lose a customer, they pay attention. And when they lose 10,000 customers, they really pay attention. And, you know, they pay more attention the bigger the numbers get. And so I think that's the way to make a real difference, is to vote with your feet.
The Credit Union National Association says 650,000 people have already left big banks for credit unions.
I get charged the $250
since the Occupy movement started. But supporters of the bank say more access to ATMs and online banking give them the advantage.
And I don't do credit cards.
As for Bohr, his mind isn't made up. He says both banks and credit unions have their benefits.
We don't hate.
Occupy Kansas City plans to continue its gatherings. The police department has not arrested any protesters here locally. We haven't heard of any plans to stop the groups from gathering. Reporting in the newsroom, Jake Peterson, NBC Action News.